Everyone, in this video, I wanted to cover something I think is one of the biggest reasons Amazon FBA sellers fail, and that is product research. Whenever someone comes to me and asks me to review their listing or get some feedback as to why their product isn't getting as many sales as they want it to be, very often I can trace it back to the product that they chose in the first place wasn't the opportunity that they thought it was. And it really does pain me to see when people put in the time to create an actually good listing, good branding, good images, write good copy, spend a lot on marketing, and just get nowhere with their product. So my goal with this video is to help those that haven't launched a product yet, or maybe you've already launched a product and it didn't go the way you wanted it to and you're wondering what to do next. If this video can help just one person avoid a terrible product, then it will have been worth it. Now, what I'm not going to be covering is software filters. There's plenty of videos available on YouTube covering software like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout or any of these other product research softwares and using filters to find products. That might be putting in a certain revenue range or a certain review range or pricing range and things like that to find some potential products. That's helpful and has its place, but where I see people struggle the most is evaluating those product opportunities and choosing which one has a better chance of being a winning product and which one is probably a product they should avoid. I've launched a few different brands in several different Amazon product categories, so I have experience evaluating products and product opportunities, and I wanted to share some of the questions I ask myself when looking at a product to determine whether it is a product I want to launch or not. Now, product research is influenced by your own personal strategy and style of doing Amazon FBA. Some people like to find any product they think is an opportunity and then launch that product. And then other people might prefer to build a brand and they want to build a product line underneath that brand. For example, the last tip I'm going to give is something that's very important to me, but might not be very important to you. So make sure you take that into account when you're evaluating products. So let's get into it. And if you're enjoying this video, please take a moment to like it. And of course, it helps me out, helps the video out, and I appreciate it. Now, the first question I ask myself is the product too competitive? Now, what does this mean? What is too competitive? For me, it's a matter of looking at the competitors and seeing how many reviews they have. Now, as time goes on, more and more listings are going to have 1,000+ reviews, so that's becoming something I'm no longer looking at. But if I see multiple competitors with 10,000+ reviews or very close to 10,000+ reviews, that raises a red flag for me that it might be too saturated for me to get into. Another thing I might look at is how many competitors on the first page of search results for some major keywords have 1,000+ reviews. So if an average of the front page has 1,000+ reviews, or maybe out of the top 30, if a majority have 1,000+ reviews, that would also raise a red flag for me because I'm going to be coming in with 0 reviews, 0 social proof, and be competing on a front page with a majority of sellers that have 1,000+ reviews. And while it can be done, and of course, you can always build up reviews and take on these people, you really have to determine, is it worth your time and effort, especially if you're just starting Amazon FBA. If you're experienced and you have some products under your belt and you want to start tackling some of these more competitive categories, then go for it. I myself am in some pretty competitive categories and something you can definitely do. So I wanted to give you a couple examples of products that I would consider too competitive or too saturated to get into. The first one here is resistance bands. These are sponsored results, but the first thing I'm noticing is this listing has 78,000 reviews. This one has almost 20,000. And if I come down here, I'm seeing people like 78, 10,000, 6,000, 2,000. So already, as far as my rule of having multiple sellers with 10,000+ reviews, I can visually just see that. Now, if I was going to use Helium 10, this makes it even easier to see. All I have to do is go here, go to the X-ray, and then I just sort it by the review count. And I can see here that I don't even know how many listings this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do at least 10 listings, it looks like, have 10,000+ reviews. And there's a few listings here that are very close to 10,000+ reviews. Remember, I also mentioned that if a majority of the sellers have 1,000+ reviews, then it might also be too saturated to get into. If you see here, the average reviews on this first page is 9,000 as the average review. Another example is yoga mats. So if I was going to come down here again, I'm seeing 31,000. I'm coming down here, I'm seeing 16,000, 61, 13. So just visually, this would probably eliminate this product right off the bat for me. But if I'm going to use Helium 10 here, let's pull up X-ray and see what this says. And you can see here, if I filter it by reviews, I'm seeing plenty of plenty of listings with 10,000 plus reviews, and the average reviews is over 1,000. So again, for me, this would be too competitive or saturated to want to get into. Now, if you have a yoga brand and you're building out a yoga brand, then you'll probably want to launch a yoga mat, whether it's competitive or not. But if it's your very first product that you're trying to get into, these are the type of products I would not recommend. The second question I ask myself is, can I define a target audience for the product? Or another way to put that might be, what type of person will buy this product? If you're doing a product, let's say in the baby niche, and you're saying that your target audience is moms, that's just not defined enough. You want to determine whether you're going to be trying to target to, let's say, stay-at-home moms, maybe working moms, moms that are more concerned with safety, or maybe you want to do some baby products that are geared towards dads instead. Or let's say if you're doing a protein bar, you want to decide, is this for the casual gym goer that just goes every once in a while? Is it for the bodybuilder that's trying to put on muscle mass? Or is it for people that are doing CrossFit, paleo, vegans? And the reason why this is important to figure out is because your target audience is going to guide how you do your branding, the colors you choose, the images you use, the way you write your copy for your listing. So for me, if I can't find a good target audience for a product, then it might just be too generic for me to want to launch. The third question I ask myself is, can I still make sales even with little to no reviews? When you first launch on Amazon, you're going to have no reviews, no social proof, and ultimately Amazon is a search-based marketplace, and social proof plays a huge role inside of people's decisions to purchase a product or not. So what I do is look at the first page results for some major important keywords and determine whether there's any products on there that maybe have little reviews or not as many reviews, but they're still selling a decent amount. And that will help me determine whether there is space for me to compete in it. If the only people that are getting sales are the very top best ranking competitors and the ones that have the most reviews, that's telling me that might be a hard one to come into to compete off right away. You know, it might be able to compete eventually once you build up some reviews, but again, you have to determine whether you want to put in the time and effort to be able to get to that point, or if you want to find a product that you can get some more immediate success with. And I use software to help make this easier, so let me walk you through my process. So how I go about determining whether there's enough sales demand and whether I can still make good sales even when it's a new product and I don't have that many reviews is I'll go to some of the major keywords of the product I'm looking at. In this example, I'm going to use lemon squeezer. And I'll use a tool, again, I'm using Helium 10, but there's plenty of other tools you can do this as well with. And I'm going to go here, I pull it up, and I sort it by number of reviews, except this time I'm going to do it reverse, where I'm going to look at the review count on the opposite side with low reviews. And then I look at things like revenue. So I'm noticing here, this revenue is not too high. So what criteria am I looking for? I'd like to see if there's products with less than 100 reviews that are still making, for me, a bare minimum for a product would be 300 sales monthly, or maybe about $5,000 in revenue per month. Now, depending on the category, you might need to bump that up to maybe 150 reviews or even 200 reviews. But I want to make sure there are at least a few listings that are making some decent sales at those low review points. So let's just go through here. And another thing I wanted to mention is you want to make sure that the product is similar to the product that you're going to be doing. And you want to make sure that the product has been around for at least 2 to 3 months, because you want to make sure it's not during a launch phase. Because if people are during that early first couple months of having the product live on Amazon, they're probably doing a lot of extra marketing and bumping their sales up beyond what would be considered a normal or organic amount. So this one here is making 5,000 in revenue, but if you notice, this is, let's see if I can pull up a bigger picture. So this is a lemon, kind of a professional juicer, and I'm looking just for the handheld lemon squeezer press, so that doesn't count. Let's go down here. This one looks like it is making about 5,000 revenue. This is a sponsored ad result for the same product. So we'll take a look at this one, and you can pull up the number of sales, and you can see how long they've been selling for. So it looks like their first sales were back in February 8th. So it's been barely a month. So that again doesn't really count. And we'll go ahead, keep going. I'm not really seeing anything that much. And then we'll notice here, this one bumps up to about 20,000 in revenue. But again, that's not the same product. That's a different type of juicer. So let's scroll down here just a little bit more. And here we go. Here, again, that's a different juicer. Let's try this one. This one's a handheld. So here we are. But if you notice, we're all the way at 253 reviews before we get to the first product that's similar to the one I want to launch, that's making some decent sales. And if we look at some of the prior criteria, just reverse this back, you'll notice that there's one listing here with over 10,000 reviews, and the average reviews is over 1,000. So for me, all three of that would definitely eliminate this product as an opportunity for me, because I want to make sure I can get some good sales even when it's a brand new product. The next question I ask myself is, would this sell off of Amazon? And the reason why this is important to me is because I don't want to be 100% reliant on Amazon as a source for sales. I want to be able to sell on my own platform as well as other channels for traffic. And it doesn't matter whether I'm doing marketing on, let's say, Facebook or influencers or even TikTok. I want to make sure I can be able to create an ad for it and people would find it interesting and want to buy it off of my own store. So let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's take a look at a couple products I would consider one boring and one that could probably generate some good ads and sell off of Amazon. So for the boring product, I just chose doorstop. Now this is a pretty generic product. It's not very exciting. Branding is not going to really do much for you. People can walk into any Walmart, Target, probably even grocery store and buy a doorstop. So if you're going to be advertising this on Facebook or through influence, I doubt an influencer would probably even want to do this product, but it's going to be a tough time to sell this product off of Amazon without giving heavy discounts or doing some type of weird promotions and things like that. And if you notice, the price points are pretty low, which means there's not a lot of room for ad budget. Now, a product I consider a little more exciting, and I'm not recommending to do this product, it's just an example, but this is a workout sandbag. So it's a sandbag or duffel bag kind of looking product to where you fill it with these sandbags and you can do different workouts with it. I can imagine a lot of different creative ads I could do. There's tons of influencers that would want to use this product or promote this product. And overall, you'd have a much easier time promoting this product and advertising off of Amazon, coming with ads and all of that. You can already see there's someone here that has a video ad for this product going on Amazon. It looks very interesting. You can never be able to do something like that with a doorstop to make it that exciting, at least off of Amazon. I hope you find this helpful in evaluating your product opportunities. Like I said before, your personal strategy and style will mold how you do your product research. The main point I wanted to convey is that product research is more than just looking at vanity numbers like monthly sales or total revenue. And hopefully this will help your mindset going into the next time you evaluate some products. Did you enjoy the video? Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next one.